This is the second half of section 35 from Caesar's De Bello Gallico, book 5. And the Roman soldiers are fighting in their orb, having been ambushed by the Gauls. And they're fighting a losing battle, but they're fighting. And so Caesar ends 35 by saying, however, or nevertheless, having been distressed by so many disasters or so many losses, they were resisting with many wounds having been received, the old ablative absolute there, and with a great part of the day taken up. Another ablative absolute here. So as usual, we see cum clause, and so we'll just translate it when. We might revisit that when it was being fought from first light, so from dawn, to the eighth hour. And here cum, this might sound better as since, right? So with a great part of the day used up, since it was fought from dawn all the way to the eighth hour. Nothing which for them was unworthy they were committing. So let's reorganize that. So with a great part of the day used up and with many wounds received, they were resisting and they were committing, they were doing nothing which was unworthy to literally to them, but maybe unworthy of them. Then, and here we get these nice individual vignettes. So Caesar doesn't do this very often, and so when he is doing this, he's highlighting particular valor, or he's really manipulating his audience into an emotion or into a viewpoint here. And so here we have Titus Balventius, and we've never heard of this guy. I don't think that we really have any reason, but he was a very distinguished soldier in Caesar's army, and so we see this immediately. So then, now the O's could be dative or ablative, but this is a person, so the likelihood here is that it's dative, maybe a dative of reference. So to Titus Balventius, who in just the last year, in the previous year, had led the Primus Pilus. So this is the first century of the first cohort. So then to Titus Balventius, who had led the first century in the previous year, a brave man. Now this is dative because Titus Balventius is dative, and then Caesar switches up our case ending here. So these are not dative, they're genitive, right? Magni auctoritatis. So now all of a sudden we described him as a brave man in the dative because he's dative, but now we're using that genitive of description. So then to Titus Balventius, a brave man and a man of great authority, each thigh is pierced with a javelin or a spear. So this is why we have the dative here, and it is a dative of reference. So each thigh of, literally two, but of Titus Balventius is pierced with a spear. Quintus Lucanius, another soldier whom we've never met before and we don't know anything of, but he is of the same rank. So again, leading the Primus Pilus there. Fighting very bravely while, and this is really why Caesar mentions him, while he comes to help or comes to the aid of his son, having been surrounded, is killed. Lucius Cotta, the legate, encouraging all of the cohorts and all of the ranks of men, is wounded by a funda, which is basically like a slingshot bullet. In adversum os means essentially directly in the face. So we see a hugely decorated soldier being cut down essentially by this this storm of spears. Then we see this really awful scene where a father is coming to the aid of his son, and he is killed. We assume his son is killed as well. And then we have Kata, who is the one who told them not to go, and he is wounded. Now, of course, the one person left that we need to talk about is Titurius Sabinus, and that person is in 36 right here.